You're listening to RAP Paranormal and Friends with your hosts,
Kim Purvis
and Allison Robinson. Make sure to check us out on our Facebook pages, RAP Paranormal and Friends and RAP Paranormal Busters, for up-to-date show information and events. Hey everyone, welcome to another night of RAP Paranormal and Friends. We have a special guest tonight, an Iowa boy here who has made it to a show on Netflix called 28 Days Haunted. Welcome, Nick Simmons, to the show. Thanks for joining us tonight.
Oh, thanks for having me. Long-time listener, first-time caller.
First-time caller.
Yeah.
You're a closet
Wait, you guys
listener.
called me. My bad.
Yeah. So, before we kind of dive into this Netflix hit that you guys have on there.
Hit.
Yeah, it is a hit. It's doing freaking
It's
fantastic.
a hit if you're a fan of bad reviews.
No, what? I haven't seen that. You guys are getting a lot of views, though, on it, so give that props. I enjoyed it. So, before we dive into that, let's talk about how you first came into the paranormal. I don't think Kim and I ever asked you this. I mean, I know we've met you at an expo before, but I don't think we ever found that out. So how did you get interested in this, and then what led up to this show?
My interest in the paranormal began when I was a young boy. At the time, my mom was dating a guy that was big into remodeling buildings, and he bought an old nursing home that before it actually became a nursing home, it was a home for the friendless here in Clinton, Iowa. And so he was in the process of remodeling this nursing home into apartment buildings. And part of that remodel was, you know what, it's going to be cheaper for us just to live there while I'm working on it. So he built an apartment into it. And, to be a 7 or 8 year old boy and have a mansion pretty much,
right? Yeah,
with 60 rooms in it. You have, you're kind of the king of sleepovers for the school. We'd have all sorts of sleepovers and go exploring all these rooms that weren't in the process of being remodeled. And I think we even went spelunking down the old laundry chute one night. But with living there like that, you begin to experience things. Like one night, my mom and my sister and myself were leaving, and as we were going out the back door, you could look down a corridor, and we just happened to, all three of us, look down there and see this wheelchair turn and face us as we were walking by, and everybody was like, "Go to the car, go to the car, go to the car." And I think in that time of my life, I kind of experienced all the things that are popular now, like phantom objects moving, disembodied voices, even sleep paralysis demons. I mean, I know people like to joke about sleep paralysis demons online. I mean, but there was things that, looking back on them, it's hard to pinpoint one situation that really stands out. I guess one story I could tell was I woke up from a dead sleep one night, and it was storming and windy and stuff. I remember I was just drawn to go look out the window, and I looked out the back window, and in the backyard of this place, there's a little chain link fence with a gate, and the gate was swinging, and I turned and looked across the yard at something, and when I looked back at the gate, there was this dude standing there. and he was like tall and lanky, but he looked like he was like a flip book animation.
Oh, yeah.
And he was just looking up at the window at me. And I was looking down at him, and like a couple seconds went by, and he kind of blew away, and he looked like a pile of leaves just blown away. It was
Wow.
insane.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's craziness.
So, I mean,
yeah.
experiencing all that, I've always had like an interest in things that are spooky and weird. And then 2004, Ghost Hunters came out, and it's like, oh, that looks fun. I bet I could do it.
Right.
And here we are.
Yeah.
My wife at the time used to work with another one of my castmates, Mr. Aaron G. Thompson, and he was running around. Well, I said my wife at the time; she's still my wife, but at the time, at the time, she was working with Aaron G. Thompson.
Yes.
And he was running around their workplace one day talking about, I'm Aaron G. Thompson. I'm going to start a ghost group, this and that. And she's like, well, you could take Nick. He's as big as a door. And sure enough, he gave me a background check. I still have it in my email. I need to print it out.
Oh, my gosh. What the fuck?
You, the investigator, will represent me, Aaron G. Thompson, and my shiny rings. But yeah, I think I will print it out and frame it up in the background, because most of you listening at home have no visuals. I can look at Allison and Kim right now. They got a nice house, and but yeah, I think I might frame it and put it on the wall behind me, so people that do call me on Skype and Zoom video calls can see it back there, and we can pull it off the wall and look at it. Look at that.
Yeah, that would be some funny shit right there.
But yeah, 2009, I filled out his background check, and obviously I made the cut. And then 2009, him and I started doing residential investigations, and that got old real quick because everybody that all your guys' fans, I'm sure well aware, have done. Well, that was a burp. Residential investigations. It tastes like crab rangoons.
Oh, God.
Anyways, I'm sure all of your fans have done residential investigations, and everybody knows that it can be a bear, just dealing with people that are trapped in this like psychosis of my house is extremely haunted, and then when you don't find anything, you're the fakest of the fake of all the fakes.
Yep. Been there.
Or there's people that are actually dealing with a haunting, and you have to like resort to contacting Wiccans or the church, and it's just it's too much running around. So about 2015, him and I decided to start doing commercial properties, so like bars, restaurants, things like that here in town, filming them and putting them up on YouTube. Fast forward through a bunch of years on YouTube, and then bam, 2021, we're off to Connecticut in a plane to film for 28 Days Haunted.
Cool. Awesome.
Cool story that most people haven't heard yet. Aaron and I are starting to release it here and there. Is the very last night of investigations, night number 28.
Yes.
Everything was done, packed up. Sean went to bed. All the production left. The nighttime production came in. It was like 2 people that would sit there and watch all the cameras at night to see if like any of us like sat up or got crazy during the night and made sure to hit record. But it was just the 3 of us. So Aaron, myself, and Sean, then the 2 people that sat in the production trailer all night. And Aaron was like, I don't want to go to sleep yet. So we ended up like sitting out back, laying in the grass, looking up at the stars and talking about our very first investigation all the way to the 28 Days Haunted, shooting for that.
Wow.
It was kind of like a feel good, like moment of just being able to like reflect on everything that we've done, traveled to the top of the United States, to the bottom of the United States, to both East Coast, West Coast, just chasing ghosts. And we're here in Connecticut in this moment, and it was kind of cool.
Yeah, it was pretty awesome. I thoroughly enjoyed the show. But the one thing, I have to bring this up. The one thing was Sean and that mirror. I'm sorry. I did not believe that shit. With the writing on the mirror. I was like, what the fuck? I've had Sean on before. I do like him, but yes, I did not believe that shit for a minute.
The spirit box, said it all.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah, it did. It did call him out.
yeah.
What was your favorite moment on the show?
My favorite moment on the whole show that they showed or that didn't make the cut, because there's two answers there.
You can do both, whatever you want to do.
Probably one of my favorite moments actually didn't make the show at all. And it was one night down in the basement, I built a psychomantium. Ooh, the skeptic guy is getting all metaphysical on you.
Yeah, what the hell, yeah.
Psychomantium is a room, a dimly lit room that's lit with a red light. And it's kind of like a hybrid scrying / like meditation like room. So with scrying, you're looking at a mirror that's reflected back at you. With a psychomantium, you're supposed to be looking at a mirror that's kind of like reflected at a 45-degree angle, but for TV purposes, we faced the mirror right at me. So I sat there looking at my reflection, and I began to go into like a meditation. And I started to have these visions, and the producers are on the walkie-talkies, like calling out to me, anytime you say something, call it out. And I'm like, I just saw an effing lady lean in to this room and try to kiss me on my head, and they're like, "You're doing good. You're doing good." So when you're in this psychomantium, there's a red light bulb that casts like a soft red glow, and you're just focused on this mirror, just staring at your reflection. And like, when you like stare at stuff, your eyes kind of like whoa, get fuzzy. So the longer you stared at yourself and let your eyes get fuzzy without moving your eyes, it would like you'd like snap into like a vision. It was insane. And I started to get like visions that were like related to Captain Grant's. Like I had this vision of a dude riding on a horse, like hauling ass, like he's got to get somewhere and tell somebody about something. And the whole time I'm like still staring at this mirror and calling him out, like in like a monotone voice. Like I see a guy riding on a horse and he's riding really fast. He's in a hurry, this and that. And finally, after all these like 6 different visions, I was just like, you know what? I'm done. I think I've had enough. And the producer's like, awesome job, Nick. How long do you think you've been in there? I was like, I don't know, 45 minutes or something. He goes, try 2 hours and 30 minutes.
Holy shit.
Yeah, that's exactly what I said. I was like, holy effing. And I stood up, like I started to get sweaty. And I ran over and I grabbed my digital recorder because I had that sitting next to me, and I picked it up, looked at the time on it, and it was, 2 hours and 30 minutes. I was like, "Oh, I got to get out of here." I'm like screaming in the walkie-talkie. I'm going upstairs. I'm done. I pulled the plastic back, and it looked like a dude was in the basement with me. Like somebody like walked by this, like the other end of this hallway that I was at. And I was like, there's somebody else effing down here. And I took off running after whatever this was that I saw. And like,
oh my gosh.
You had all this footage of me like sprinting around the basement trying not to hit my head because Captain Grant.
You're like 10 feet tall too, so that doesn't help.
Captain Grant's 1754 was built in, 1754. And that basement like height was probably 4 feet. So I was like hunched over, basically crawling through this basement at a high rate of speed after this entity that I saw. And they didn't use it all for the show, but that would have been cool, which I was under for 2 hours and 30 minutes at that time. December of 2021, Jack and Katrina released Portals to Hell at that Captain Grant's. And the lady that owns the place, they brought her in and had her do like an Estes method. And she was under for around 2 hours.
That's kind of
that's kind of
a little bit of a quinky dinks there.
What's that word? Synchronicity.
Yes, it is.
But yeah, I wish they would have left that in there. That would have been cool to see.
Oh, yeah.
And then the next night, Aaron was like, "Oh, I want to do it."
Of course.
He was in there, and all you heard was like him snapping and cracking his fingers and rolling his neck and trying to sit still because he's got super ADHD and
he can't sit still. No way in hell.
Yeah, he just vibrates even in his sleep. He's just.
Oh my gosh, that's too funny. um, uh, okay. Before we move on to any of my other questions, Darren's got a shit ton coming through right here. He's spewing like lava, so I better
He's
get to
behind you guys. I can't see him. He must be
it.
hiding behind that fancy green couch that's in your guys' nice house.
He must be, yes, in our New York penthouse or some shit like that. Yeah, right.
Figures that you two have a penthouse. Ooh,
Yeah, I wish.
hey, how are you?
Yeah, how you doing? Oh my gosh, Jared, I can't write this fast. And then I won't be able to read it because my handwriting is so crappy.
I'm supposed to be writing.
Oh my god.
She's too busy stirring the keef.
Yeah.
Would you like some hot gazpacho? Or what's that cold soup gazpacho?
Oh yeah, gazpacho, yeah. Mm-hmm. I had that one time in Spain. That's the only time I've eaten it, and it was very good over there. Okay, all right. So Darren wants to know what's the name of the device that you had to hand crank.
It's an electrostatic generator or a Wilmhurst machine, I believe it is called. I just typed in electrostatic generator when I bought it all those years ago.
Okay. Very nice. I don't think I have seen that. I
You,
saw it on the
if
show,
you,
but I mean, I didn't. But I
we
might have
always
seen
had
it
it with
prior
us
to
at
that.
conventions.
I guess I don't remember it sitting there.
You must have been so starstruck by Aaron's jawline that you just failed to recognize
Funny.
anything
He was
that
going
was
like
sitting with you.
100 gazillion miles an hour though, talking about how he wanted to be like the next Ghostbusters. No, he was. Oh no, he was yapping.
Yeah, he was
about
talking your guys' head off. I was just kind of standing there looking at the lights on the ceiling and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
He was talking about how he's going to try to harness the power of the sun and
Oh yeah, yeah, pretty much, yep. And okay. Then the next question Darren had was he wants to know who did all the cooking for you guys on the show.
So every night we would grill out. It was awesome.
Grill
The
out.
production grill out every night. We actually had
Man.
to send the production assistants to go get more propane.
Holy shit.
I grilled out spam one night.
Spam?
But yeah,
Oh
yeah.
my gosh.
What's wrong with spam? I like spam.
Never
yeah.
had it.
So yeah, we grill out every night, and I was always the one manning the grill. Aaron tried to make us cookies one night. Yeah.
Oh.
Put them in for like 8 minutes, and they're like, they're done. And we're like, dude, they're still cold in the middle, man. Then he tried to eat raw cookie dough, which clearly says "do not eat" on the side of it, and
Well, yeah.
he's like, "That's fine. Come on, you guys."
Oh my gosh.
He's signed off on me to use the Aaron voice whenever I feel like it. So
I figured he had it. Maybe it's in that little thing he had you write out. Or
yeah, he gave me a license agreement to use his Aaron voice whenever I want. Aaron G. Thompson.
You're gonna make me snort. Okay, he is all over. Okay, Darren, you are like on crack or something. You are all over the place.
Just invite me on your show, Darren.
Yeah, Darren, you need to be on. Okay, so he wants to know. Yes, he did. Darren, he already did that one. He wants to know what's your favorite device.
My favorite device is the SB7.
That's mine too. I like that better than the SB11. I think the SB11 is a piece of shit.
Yeah, I am waiting with bated breath for Gary Galka to release his Radio X. Radio X is supposed to sweep individual frequencies at like 10 milliseconds per station, so it's going to be like. And
holy crap!
I'm looking forward to that.
That one, yeah, it's got to be better. I mean, I was expecting so much more from the SB11, but I just don't feel like it's got the same sweep kind of. Like we get a lot of A-E-I-O-U from it instead of anything. The REM pod part works just fine, but the other,
There's a REM pod sitting up on my shelf. It is right there.
I'm blind. I can't see shit.
Oh,
I can see it. Oh, I can see it by a skull, right?
Yeah, it's by a skull and
yeah.
Oh.
You don't. Gosh. Nobody get hurt on this show. Okay. what, Darren? Why are you asking this?
What?
He wants to know why did you make Aaron cry?
Because I'm a big bully. It's just a big meanie. If you guys have seen the video that Shane Pittman tagged us in of the Family Guy.
Oh, I don't think I've seen that.
Oh, yeah. There's an episode of Family Guy Star Wars, and it's like, hey, man, can I pull you aside? You were sandbagging me over there. Everybody's like, Family Guy predicted 28 Days Haunted. That's wild.
Oh, my God. Good Lord. Shouldn't it be The Simpsons, though, that predicts everything?
Not anymore.
Not anymore. I guess it's moved on to Family Guy. Okay. Another question from Darren. I'm trying to read my writing.
If you're just tuning in, welcome back to Darren's question and answer session hosted by Rep Paranormal.
I know, right? I know. He's got 101 questions.
No, he's got more than that.
Well, he has more now, but Kim did have the first list that we got from him was 101. So he's ramping it up here.
He faxed them to you guys ahead of time. I'm going to send you guys a fax. Be ready. Nobody be on the phone, okay?
Yeah. Probably. What tactic worked best for you on the show?
What tactic worked best for me?
Yeah, I guess.
We, 28 days straight of investigating, you kind of run out of ideas of things to do at like day 8.
Yeah, probably.
So we did a lot of solo sessions inside the house, in the cemetery out back. And what worked best for me was just recording raw EVP and just like sitting and being quiet and just trying to like feel things out. We did use a lot of the SB7. Sean actually had a SB11 and one of those ANCH processors that you see Gary Galka advertising all the time, and got to play with it a couple times. It's really cool because you can hear something and you can go back and hear it again.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, and you don't have to have all the static like noise canceled out. So it was interesting to, Sean brought some things that I'd never really messed with before, like the Phasma box.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that thing only ran on his laptop, but it was cool.
Oh yeah, those things are cool. I've never actually been to a location where anybody's used it. Just seeing it on TV, it looks pretty cool.
Yeah, it was cool to have that thing going, and I think it was the one night that Aaron was playing camera guy and Sean and I were asking all the questions, and there's a legend that one of the spirits that haunts Captain Grant's is a gay gentleman.
Oh, okay. All right.
And we were going for like 45, 50 minutes of just question and answer sessions. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, unprovoked, this voice comes across and goes, Aaron is attractive. And we were like, hey, buddy, I think you picked a bad day to wear your gray shorts.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we took that and it was like me and Sean versus Aaron for like the rest of the night about how attractive he was.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it was awesome.
That's too funny.
And like we all were like waiting. The day the show came out, I was just waiting for that Aaron is attractive. And I was like, damn it.
Of course. Now, what did you think? Do you think that staying there 28 days what did you think of that experiment? Did you think that it did change like the interactions from day to day? Or do you get what my brain is foggy tonight. I really can't think, like, honestly.
She hasn't had her wine today.
I haven't had any wine today.
I'm surprised you didn't come to my interview blackout drunk. I believe the word my associate is trying to look for is thinning of the veil.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one.
Yes.
Yeah, there was things that changed um, after like day 20. That you could tell that you could like feel things differently, especially as we got closer to the 28 days. I mean, it wasn't like this big crescendo of like Aaron murdered everybody in the house, but you could definitely like feel things were like not like they were the first night.
Mm-hmm.
You know, after like day 20, I'd be laying in bed at like 4 o'clock in the morning and the door handle to my room would start jiggling. And you could hear people walking up and down the hallways. It was like, oh, okay, obviously these dudes aren't going to be leaving, so we might as well just stop hiding.
Right. Yeah.
Like even there's another burp for you. Even the like local critters that lived inside of the house.
Yeah.
Like the first like 15 nights we were there, you didn't hear a single mouse. Then all of a sudden, like you'd be laying there trying to fall asleep, and they'd be upstairs in the attic scampering around. Like, what in the hell? Where did these guys come from? It's like 1,000,000,000 degrees outside. Who would have thought that Connecticut has the same amount of humidity as Iowa? Like every outdoor shot we had, I was like drenched. I'm like, why is it so hot? We're right next to the ocean.
Right.
But yeah, the 28 days cycle. I mean, it was a kick-ass experiment, and it was really cool to be a part of it. Even going back to the first interview, when they told us about it in the interview, I'm like, holy F, do you guys know what this means to like a seasoned paranormal investigator that's like practically tired of ghost hunts at this point in time?
Yeah.
Just like re-energize me. You're going to be able to do so much and like follow up with additional questions to the answers that you got from your questions yesterday. You know, I mean, we get done investigating and everybody would run to bed. I'd stay up until hell. There was a couple nights the sun was coming up. I'm like, well, I better go lay down.
Oh, geez, wow.
I'd stay up, just going over audio and stuff and just picking up stuff to ask on the next investigation the next night of, follow up questions. And it was so awesome. Like normally I say we're as in me and you guys and all the teams listening, we're used to just, getting about 8 hours, then going home and doing a review, and that's it. Then it's Sunday, and then it's Monday, back to work.
Right. Yeah.
In this 28 days, it was so cool just to nonstop investigating.
Right. Yeah.
At the same time, though, it was extremely draining.
Oh,
and,
sure.
You end up wanting to like kill each other after a while, and then
I bet
it wrung all of us out like a dirty rag, just of things we could do. It's like to the point of like, all right, well, let's leave the planchette on the Ouija board and see what happens.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
Maybe it'll by itself. We don't know.
Right.
I mean, you run out of ideas so fast. Of well, I guess we can do another EVP session, and all the cameras are like, we're watching you.
Yeah.
Do something.
Right.
Yeah. All right. So we always had to come up with something to like make it entertaining.
Right.
That was extremely hard for all the teams. Is what can we do for them to record now? Because aside of a couple weird noises, I mean, the paranormal is really boring. It's like fishing. Fishing.
It is.
Fishing in a new spot that you don't even know if there's fish there. Oh, I hope something bites.
Right. Yeah.
Just sit around.
Exactly. And you may go to the same location a bazillion times, and sometimes you get something and sometimes you don't. Like we've been to Farrar. I can't even count how many times we've been there, but these last couple times that we've been there, it's been pretty quiet, and you just never know when you're going to get something and when you're not. Have you ever done like a multiple day investigation prior to the show?
Yeah, but it's been like at different locations. Like Aaron and I did Malvern one night and then straight into Villisca the next night. And, but it hasn't been like multiple days in like the same spot without like leaving either.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
That was another part of the show that like people didn't see. Like we were really there for 28 days. And we were blindfolded going in. We didn't even know what town we were in until the day we got to leave. I'm like, oh, we're in Preston. Oh, that's cute.
Oh my gosh.
Like the day we were set to begin, day number 1,
Mm-hmm.
they're like, all right, we'll be at your hotel at 1:00. All right. Because they flew us in the day before and stuck us in a hotel for the night.
Mm-hmm.
So 1:00 rolls around, they pull up, they get out. And, oh, by the way, this is Sean. Hey, how you guys doing? Shake hands, this and that. All right, cameras are on. Let's go. Put these blindfolds on. It was like right into it.
Oh, wow.
Rode in the car for 45 minutes in the pitch black, and they're like, all right, get out and take the blindfolds off. So they're trying to have this big reveal, and we've seen pitch black for 45 minutes and
Yeah, you can't
staring
see
into the
anything.
sun.
Yeah.
Now react. I'm like, I can't even see the place. What do you?
Yeah, exactly.
My eyes haven't focused yet.
Now,
So- Long story short, that
Yeah.
scene with all the blindfolds, we had to shoot that like 15 different times.
holy shit.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Now, did you know where the other teams were at while you were filming? Or did you not know any of that until afterwards?
Didn't know any of that until July of this year. They flew us all out to Los Angeles to do some reshoots on a couple different things. So the reshoots being just like reshoots of like the interviews where you see me sitting in the room with my hair slicked back.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that was the interview spot. So they just green screened us back into our locations. But yeah, at that point in time, I knew Sean was on the show and I knew Aaron was on the show. And I kind of had an idea that Shane was on the show, but I didn't know anybody else. Didn't know where they were at.
Jeez.
None of that.
Wow.
We knew us, and that was
That's
it.
it. Wow. That's insane.
So sitting out in Los Angeles, just on the deck of this hotel out there, drinking Busch Light,
Uh-huh.
and Jeremy Leonard walks out, and
Yeah.
rewind to like May of this year. I just bought Discovery Plus to watch Cindy Kaza and Steve Shippey do that Ed Gein stuff, and I'm like, well, might as well watch the other shows that are on here. So I just finished watching all of Ghosts of Morgan City.
Oh, yeah. Uh-huh.
And
Yeah.
Jeremy Leonard waddles out, and he's like, "Hey, man, how you doing?" I was like, "No shit!" Like, him and I are going to start a podcast called Paranormal Gumbo,
Oh.
and we're actually going to record our first episode tomorrow night. But we've
cool.
been talking on and off, and
Yeah.
he's like, "I still remember you got all starstruck." I'm like, "Listen, man, I just finished watching you on Ghosts of Morgan City, and then bam, you just walk out."
Yeah, right.
In Los Angeles. I thought you were there for another show. I didn't know you were part of my show.
Yeah.
I would have tucked my shirt in.
Oh my gosh, that's funny shit. Oh man, Darren's got some more questions here. He wants to know, if you were to do a season 2, what kind of place would you want to be left at?
If there was a season 2, I would really love to be left at. You guys ever seen a picture of Cedar County Home in Tipton?
No.
Mm-mm.
It makes it makes Edinburgh look like a trailer home.
Holy
Oh.
shit.
Yeah,
Oh my
Google
God.
it, Cedar County Home. But there's no windows in it.
Oh my
I'd want to be left at an abandoned place like that with no windows or anything, and we'd have to like do like hybrid like Survivor Man 28 Days Haunted.
Oh
Like,
shit, it's gonna end up into like the Jeffrey Dahmer or something. Or
Yeah.
eating each other, killing each other. Okay.
yeah, that'd be cool. Because they're like, we want to see if like the being in the haunted location for 28 days like psychologically affects you. And
Mhm.
it wasn't that bad staying at a cute bed and breakfast.
yeah.
But I think if you really wanted to screw with people, you drop them off in the middle of nowhere that has like no power or anything like that. I mean,
Mhm.
Jeremy and Brandy, they had it rough at Madison Dry Goods. They said production had to build them a shower.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And they had one of those little like camping hot water heaters that only had like 10 minutes of hot water.
Oh.
And that would have been exciting. That would have really broke some people down over time.
Oh
but-
yeah, for sure.
The superstar Shane Pittman had a whirlpool bathtub in his room out at the Lumber Baron Inn in Colorado.
Yeah.
My shower, if I were to stand all the way up, the ceiling of the shower came to about my nose, so I had to like squat into the shower every day. Yeah, it was great.
You should have just taken a hose outside and just
Yeah,
hose yourself.
just hose me down like I'm a horse.
Yep, that's right. Okay, so besides you saying that you and Jeremy are going to have a podcast coming out, do you have anything else in the works? Or I know you last weekend you guys did you did an event with kids, right? At the Y.
Yep, we did
How'd that go?
kids night out with Madison Paranormal.
Yeah.
And it was awesome. We had a big turnout. We had a couple different ghost groups come in. We had a ghost group called Spirit Squad Paranormal. They came in from Cedar Rapids. They were pretty cool, and we had a lot of activity. There was, AOP was there. Curtis Miller from Edinburgh was there. Zach Hill was there. A group called Paragem was there, and we kind of all spread out on the floors. Aaron and I had the top floor. And it was cool. Everybody that was in attendance got split up into groups and got to visit every floor and see different styles, and then finally end with Dink and Doink on the fourth floor. And we did a spirit box session, and Aaron had his little girl there with us. She's only 4.
Oh, yep.
And by like the third group, she was doing all the spiels. She'd be like, "I got this, guys. All right, does everybody have a flashlight? Because it's dark up here. You gotta be careful." We were just like, "Oh,
that's so cute." Oh my gosh.
Yeah. That's about all for me for 2022. If people want me to go places, just get a hold of me, message me. I'll go places. Couple of investigations in 2023, nothing seen concrete yet, but other than that, mostly just podcast interviews, and then working on a paranormal gumbo with Jeremy Leonard out of the deep south.
Yeah. we don't have a whole lot yet either for next year. Still working on that, but
yeah, things might light up after the new year, but I think right now everybody's just focused on the holidays, especially with like 28 days coming out in the end of October. Either that, or we just weren't on screen long enough for people to fall in love with us and be like, "I want them at my convention."
Oh, I'm sure you'll get people. The more you guys are out there, the more you'll get people contacting you and knocking at your door. Okay,
Right.
okay, what the fuck? Okay, Darren just wrote like a whole paragraph.
He wrote a book.
Oh, pretty much. Okay, let's see. He says, "I'm supposed to tell you they need to come to the Washara County Historical Museum where Ed Keen's spirit and Augusta's spirits. It's in Watoma, Wisconsin, in the booker for the location." Oh, he's the booker for the location.
Oh, Darren's the booker for the location.
I guess so.
Have me up. I will come running because, again, you guys can't see.
Yeah.
But Allison and Kim can. There's like 5 books on Ed Gein behind me on the shelf there. He is like probably my favorite like serial killer ever. Even though he killed like 2 people and that's it. But he's just so fascinating.
Oh, yeah.
He is a gross guy.
A little bit. Yeah, Darren's been there quite a bit here lately. So, yeah, that's his place now. He's kind of finding his niche, I guess. So.
And should you ever go to Plainfield, Wisconsin to visit, his town and his grave, which I've done this.
Yes.
The gas station that's out by the interstate has the most badass coin pusher I've ever played in my life. My wife had to peel me off. Come on, we need to go. I'm like, wait. I guess I'm just a sucker for coin pushers.
I guess so. Oh my gosh.
She's like, it's bad enough you made me come all the way up here to see this stupid shit. It was pretty cool. We drove all the way to, what's that, Dodgeville, or whatever the hell the name of that town is that House of the Rock is in. Grabbed a hotel, and there was a kick-ass Chinese restaurant up there, ate there, and then went to House of the Rock the next day. That was cool.
That's awesome.
So if you've never been to House on the Rock, Nick Simons from 28 Days says, check it out.
I have not. Yeah, no, I have not.
I haven't been there since I was a little kid.
Oh, you went there when you were?
Yeah. We did a vacation up there.
Oh,
Family.
cool.
It's been a long time.
Long time.
Well, they got electricity now, so it'll look even cooler since the last time you saw.
No kidding. No kidding.
Sick burn.
yeah. Oh, Darren. I think Darren's going.
Cynthia says hi.
Hi, Cynthia. Raven Rose Paranormal.
Yep.
No, this stupid effing thing keeps telling me, let's restart the computer. No, wait.
Our hour ain't up yet.
Our hour ain't up yet, so go suck
Hmm.
it.
Take that.
I've had that actually happen during one of our shows. It actually just full on shut down. No more. It was done. I'm like, sorry.
I think I might have been listening that night because I'm always like in the shadows. In the shadows listening.
You're a closet listener.
Cynthia wants to know, she has your autograph. Does that mean she knows somebody famous now?
Cynthia is one of the OGs, so anybody that knew us when we were a Ghost Crier, you automatically are in. If you want me you're hearing it first from me. I don't know about Aaron, but if like you're one of the OGs that was like Ghost Crier, those guys are pretty cool. If you want me somewhere, I'll be there.
There you go, Cynthia.
There you go. There you go, Cynthia.
You just slide on into them DMs and we'll set something up.
Oh, brother. Darren's going on about how the spirit Augusta hates him. Darren, I think that pretty much every spirit dislikes you. It seems like it. Every time we've gone on an investigation with him, that seems to be the deal. They don't care for him too much. So sorry, Darren. Sorry to hurt your feelings, but just saying.
Cynthia says, love you too, Nick.
I love you too, Cynthia.
I'm just going to hawk up a lung here for a second.
Smoke another one, Allison.
Yep.
Yep.
Let me hit it right now. Let me hit it. It's probably because I haven't had any wine. I haven't had any wine it's been a week.
Oh my God, you're behind.
I am behind, but I have not been feeling well, so that's why.
All the more the reason to have even more wine.
I will eventually when I feel up to par, but I have to get up early. I have to work in North Liberty tomorrow, so I gotta get up early. So I gotta be.
Is that out by that town Liberty?
What?
I said, is that out by the town Liberty? North Liberty? Yeah.
Yeah, haha, funny. Funny, hilarious.
Well, you can have some tequila, I guess. We got some.
There you go.
We know what tequila does, so.
The last time I had tequila, a buddy of mine and me split a gallon of it, and I pulled a whole stop sign out of the ground by hand.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah.
Holy shit balls! Wow.
Yeah.
Good Lord.
That'll do it.
Oh, Cynthia has a question.
Hey, somebody that's not Darren.
What was she wants to know what was your favorite part of the hotel you stayed in?
The hotel I stayed in.
I think
Captain Grant's?
I think that's what she's meaning, yeah.
Probably my favorite part would be, every morning I got up, I went to the bathroom to take a number one, and I'd hit my head on the top of the door.
Oh my God.
Boom! I'd forget to duck because,
shit.
a house built in 1754, again, the doors were at about 5 foot. Boom! Hit my head.
I'm awake now.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah.
Holy bejeebus.
Probably that or the fact that there was a cemetery in the backyard. I mean, this was like, it'd take you like 4 minutes to leave the house and walk across the backyard to get to it. And it was not just any cemetery. It was like the original town cemetery. So there was graves from like the 1680s there.
Oh, wow.
That you could like barely read the headstones. And that was cool just to be able to walk back there and just hang out back there. I mean, we'd go back there and chat and just wander around. And chase the geese. There was always geese everywhere.
Oh gosh.
Aaron and Sean they spent like a whole day out there just trying to like corral the geese.
Oh my gosh. Nobody got pecked by one?
No.
Wow.
Yeah, I was waiting for Aaron to get like murdered, but
I know. Yeah. I could see that happening. I could. Now, besides the show, what is your favorite location to investigate?
Ashmore Estates.
Yes.
We're there in June.
Yep. We'll be there in June. It'll be our first time. We were supposed to go there this year. It didn't happen. So next year. Yes, I have watched that video with you and was it Seth?
Yep, Zeke Sethwill.
Yes. I did watch that. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, that night is like number one. Like at the end when I'm saying Ashmore got me good, it got me good. That was probably the coolest night ever.
Yeah. I am stoked to go there. I've been wanting to go there for a long time, so I'm glad that we are finally.
And if you go down the road to Charleston, Illinois, you can eat at the very first Jimmy John's ever.
Oh wow!
Yeah, that's where Jimmy John's was created. I don't know about you guys, but I am a fan of Jimmy John's. So.
Oh, me too. Me too.
Yeah.
I am. We'll have to make note of that.
Make note of that.
Make note of that.
Yeah, it's only like 30 minutes down the road, and then there's also a kick-ass Mexican joint down there.
Ooh.
But I mean, that night at Ashmore is just so many things happened that night. There was disembodied voices. We were on the third floor, standing by the nurse's station, and me and Zeke are talking, and there's this disembodied voice of a little girl that says, "I can't see." And we were like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah.
Then got touched. There was Phantom Sense. We recorded that video in October. And I'm standing in the middle of the big room in the new edition that has that mural painted on the wall. Ashmore Estates, some going home. And I'm standing in the middle of that, and the REM pod goes off for the first time ever. I've had that thing for like 5 years, and it didn't make a peep until we were at Ashmore Estates, and it's going off. And all of a sudden, you get hit with this whiff of like lilac in the middle of October. I'm like, whoa, that is cool. And as fast as it blew in, it like hung around me for a little bit, and like I could like walk out of the cloud of lilac and like smell like normal Ashmore, and then go back into it. It was crazy.
Oh wow, that's insane. I do like that. I remember the first time that we went to Farrar, you smelled pickles up in the
pickles,
principal /
counselor's
office. Yeah, she's like, I smell pickles, and I'm like, what the hell? Like.
Somebody was eating pickles up there or something.
Yeah. That was
kind of the first time I went to Farrar, Seth Allen and his brother threw a what the hell was it? It was the Iowa Paracon, and it was in 2012. And before the investigation started, CCPI they had this big spiel. All right, we're all going to go out there and try not to whisper this and that,
right.
Use your normal speaking voice, this and that. And they said, good luck. And everybody kind of went their separate ways. And me and my buddy, we were standing in the principal's office up that little flight of stairs.
Yeah.
And one of the guys from CCPI, I probably scarred this poor kid for life. He leaves in and goes, hey guys, we're going to go for about another 10 minutes. And I'm like, he said no whispering.
Like, yes, sir. I just shit my pants.
Yeah, that guy probably had gray hair that night.
Yeah.
Well, it's true. He said no whispering.
That's right. Yeah, that is
Your
one thing. It's so hard to do that. Like, you're like, we're not gonna whisper, but then you catch yourself sometimes and you're like, oh shit, I gotta mark that on my recorder that I was whispering. It's hard sometimes. I don't know why, but you feel like you're in the dark and you're like, you need to be quiet, but
we're creeping up on them.
Yeah.
About a 26-point buck over the other side of the room there.
Yeah.
Shoot him with my 12-gauge shotgun.
Yeah.
You're not hunting deer.
I know.
Just trying to look for a ghost.
I know.
They knew you were coming before you even got there.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, oh, Aaron's got another one. Let's see. He wants to know, is there a device you want that you haven't tried yet or you would like to make?
I'm really looking forward to that Radio X that Gary Galka is
Mm-hmm.
working on.
Yeah.
That's probably going to be a definite purchase there. Other than that, oh, not really. It'd be cool to get like a paranormal fish finder. Because if you think it, yeah, if you think about how a fish finder work,
Oh, yeah,
it
yeah, that's true. Yep.
it just shoots frequency down into the water, and
That's
then
right. And then it
when it
marks
hits
where they're at.
fish,
Yep. It marks
it
them on.
reflects it back, and
Mm-hmm.
it creates that map that you can see the little fish on
Yep.
your screen. So you'd
Yep.
think if you could like shoot that down a hallway,
Mm-hmm.
and if that frequency can be if they can interrupt the frequency of the REM pod,
Right. Yeah.
it
Mm-hmm.
should be able to interrupt the frequency of a fish finder and at least like put a blurb on the screen, like a big fish shows up. Oh, we got we got a big fish down the hallway.
We got a big one. We got a big one.
Shoot it, Elizabeth. Shoot it.
Oh, God. Oh, my God.
That'd be cool to like
That,
experiment with that, but
that would be. Get on that.
True.
yeah.
You get on that. Yeah, that would be cool. Never even thought about that. I mean, actually, I kind of forgot about fish finders. It's been such a long time since I've gone ice fishing. Because I always used one ice fishing, my dad. But yeah, that'd be cool though to do something like that with for ghost hunting.
You go ice fishing?
Believe it or not, yes, I used to go ice
You're
fishing.
like the living, breathing version of a stick figure.
Funny.
How many coats did you have to wear? You probably looked like the kid from A Christmas Story out
I
there.
probably did. Yeah.
I can't move.
I used to ice fish. I used to skate. Ice skate all the time. I'd be out there for a long ass time.
I used to deer hunt with my bow.
I never made it out there to do that. I was always going to, and then it never happened. So,
Shoot dang.
yeah. All right.
So
Before we start wrapping things up, this is a question we haven't done in a while, and this is one that, we haven't done. Darren's done it.
We haven't done it for a while, have we?
Yeah, it's one that Darren.
I'm glad you guys saved it for me.
Yeah, well, I just want to hear your interesting answer to
Point of
this.
view.
But yeah, no. Okay, so this is a question. Darren, I hope you're still keeping the poll on this. What is the one thing you would not want to be haunted? What's the one object?
An object or a place?
An object. Yeah, well, anything, but it's usually an object. But
it's usually an object. The one thing I would not want to be haunted. The toilet.
Well, hey, we've had that.
Yeah.
We've had that.
Oh, well, in that case, the stove.
The stove. Well, there you go.
That's a new one.
That's a new one. I don't think we've had that.
Yeah, you could set your stove for $3.50, and then the darkness that lives inside your stove could crank her up to $5. Set it to clean.
Oh, yeah, that'd be my.
There goes your pumpkin pie.
Yeah.
Oh, you've set it to clean for a rack of chicken nuggets before, huh?
Oh shit! No, I've never done that. You know what I have done? This is totally a squirrel moment, but my mom brought this up the other day. When I was younger, I actually stuck a pot pie. You know, they used to come in the metal tins, right? Stuck it in the microwave on a metal cookie sheet for 30 minutes. And then I pulled it out. And I was like, holy shit, this is so burnt. And I'm like, here, Sadie, you want this? My dog wouldn't even touch it. My mom, she brought that up the other day. It's like,
I'm surprised you didn't blow up half the block.
No kidding.
I know. I was just trying to get ready for my softball game. And Mom's like, make yourself a pot pie. And I stuck it in the fucking microwave.
Okay.
Oh, God. But anyways, back to that. I had to see what you'd have to say because I don't know if you've listened to the one where we had the butt plug as the haunted object. Did you hear that one?
The haunted butt plug?
Yeah.
That was Michelle Mellinger. I was like, we were having this whole, conversation. She just all, and then I asked her that, and she said that. I'm like, what?
Stove is the new one.
Kinky.
Stove is a new one. Okay,
Stove
he has
is a
not
new
had
one.
the stove, so
Stove, yeah.
toilet.
Well, hell, I don't know. We were, butt plug was already one of them. I would have come up with something good.
Yeah. Oh.
Like a haunted Wienermobile.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah. Erase Stove and put the Oscar Mayer Wienermobile as possessed.
Oh my gosh.
Maybe Zach could park that in his museum.
Oh, probably. All right. Okay, so where can everybody find you? I mean, I know you have Twitter, you have Instagram, do you have Facebook? I don't have Facebook, so I don't know.
Yeah, I got all that. You can find me at Big Nick Simons. For those of you that are unaware, I am 6'7", 320 pounds. That's a big boy. And thus the name, Big Nick Simons. I tower over almost everybody. There's one guy at work. That guy and my baby brother, who's 22 and works at a jail. My baby brother is 6'9".
Holy shit.
100-something pounds. He works at a jail. So he said the sheriff will bring people in and they'll be all rowdy. Motherfucker, let me go. I didn't do it. Then they'll look at my brother and be like, oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And then we got a guy down at work that's like 7'2".
Yeah.
They bet him $100 one night that he couldn't eat 100 chicken McNuggets. So he got 100 chicken McNuggets, brought them to work, and sat there and ate them all.
Oh my gosh. I would be.
So I'm not bigger than those guys, but I'm bigger than most everybody.
Yeah. You are a big guy. You are a big dude. That's for sure.
Well, yeah, you can find.
Kim's like a little dwarf to you. She's only like what, 4'11"?
4'11".
4'11".
She's the you're the human stick figure and she's the human hosta plant.
Yeah. I could be a stick.
Yeah. But yeah, you can find me at all those places and just say hello, and I'm pretty friendly and like to interact with people online, so.
Yep. All right. Well, let's see here. I'd like to give shout outs to everybody who was in chat. We had Cynthia and Darren, and of course myself and Kim were in there. Thank you. Oh, and Nico was in there. He popped in quick, but I'm sure he's probably working.
Allie was up in the corner.
Oh, I see Allie up there. Thanks, Allie. Thank you for everybody who's in chat. Thank you to everybody who was not in chat for listening. We appreciate each and every one of you. Next week will be an interesting show. It's actually going to be a pre-recorded. It's with a gentleman. His name is Hans Jacob, and he will actually be talking about EPI. He is a healer in Switzerland, and so he's got some unique techniques and everything and he's going to talk about this EPI that he has, this technique that he has developed to kind of help cure people. He's helped people that have been in anaphylactic shock. He's helped people with arthritis. He's helped people learn how to walk, talk, with this technique. So make sure to tune in for that one, and make sure you guys go check out 28 Days Haunted on Netflix. And if you don't leave a good review, I will haunt you and I will fucking kick your ass. What a way to sound it off right there.
And Darren said
I'll find you.
Oh, Darren said he's going to contact you next week, so get ready for those 101 plus questions, okay? You better be just prepared for an all-nighter.
I'm gonna let them ask them all, then just Ace Ventura all my answers.
Yeah.
The correct answer is.
Yeah, you got to do that. Oh my gosh. Yep. So be prepared for that. So watch your.
Right on. Reach out, Darren. I'm waiting for you.
And okay.
That sounded kind of like the Scream guy right there.
Yeah, you did. Yeah. Mm-hmm. You need to get one of those voice changers for his show. You know?
That would be funny.
It's funny to do a whole show like that.
Why does your voice sound like that? Then just play it off. What? I don't know what you're talking about. No. And all he hears is like.
Oh, you're gonna be on a live video for his show. Ooh, la-di-da.
I wouldn't be able to. I'll make sure that I have my. Let's see here. What can I have in the background?
That's something very inappropriate.
Just do a live video holding my Wienermobile by my face the whole time.
Yeah. Yeah, just like that. Yes.
Hey, Darren. You guys aren't recording the video, are you?
No, we're not recording the video. We don't have
I'm
that.
gonna
He's
ask you to
just
send me that
don't
screenshot.
worry, it's probably in his head. He's probably already thinking of it. Well, Cynthia says to make sure you have pants on for the live video. I don't know what all they're going to be
I'm
filming.
on video with these two.
Apparently, he's going to be filming the whole thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Can you back up some? I want to see your knees.
Yeah.
Further. And he's like, Dahmer, I'm just gonna take a couple pictures.
Yeah.
Well, he is in Wisconsin, so he could be like Dahmer.
Maybe. He could be. All right, everybody. Thank you, Nick, for being on. Thank you for everybody listening. Make sure you go check him out at Big Nick Simons, right?
Yeah.
Was that up for all your handles on social media?
Yep. The week that the show came out, Netflix is like, make it right. And we're like, okay, we're sorry.
Darren says, hell no. He's not like Dahmer. So,
damn it. I don't know if I want to do the show now. I just want to be held. Right?
Oh, God. All right. Thank you, everybody. Peace out.
Bye-bye.